Hi everyone, it's Jess, aka Colouring Bumblebee, and I'm back today with another video for you. Today I am going to be doing another rank and rate in my series, this time focusing on the artist Eriy. I have to say, going through this, it was so hard to rank these and pick just 5 favourites from each, which is what I've been doing throughout this series. Eriy is probably my favourite illustrator if I had to pick just one. I think she's amazing, and going through these books I've realised I've really neglected Eriy this year. I've barely coloured any pages by her, and that needs to change over the second half of the year, I think. So I will start with my usual disclaimer of this is my personal opinion of the ranking of these books. It doesn't mean that I think one book is bad or one book's better than the other. It's just what I like to colour and what I'm most drawn to. So let me move these to the side and we will get straight into the ranking. So in 8th place I have Eriy's World Heritage book, and like I said at the start, I don't hate this book at all. I love this book, and flipping through there were so many pages I could have flagged as my favourites, but I didn't. I've only coloured the one page so far, and it is this page from Vietnam. I really enjoy colouring this. I remember colouring it during the Olympics of last year actually, and I used this really nice warm colour scheme, lots of reds, oranges, yellows, warm browns. It turned out really, really lovely. But this book goes through like kind of travelling between different countries and the heritage associated with each of the countries and different cities within them and specific cultural things about each of the countries. It is a very interesting topic. I have translated the names of the pages at the front of the book here of the countries and the different scenes. But moving on to my 5 favourite pages in the book. First up I have, I'll cheat and say both of these, but I think more specifically this one of Emma's Tea Room. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. I can imagine it in a nice pastel colour scheme, and doing these 2 pages to kind of match each other I think would be really nice. Yeah, I think this just reminds me a lot of being in England and treating yourself to an afternoon tea, which is definitely a treat thing. And I love how she's having it with this little teddy bear as well. So cute. Then I also flagged this one of the cats on these gorgeous tiled steps with all of these plant and flower pots out on the steps. I want to look up where this is, what country it's from. It is from Italy. It's Caltagrone's Grand Staircase. So you could find some great reference pictures for that page. And you've got this one as well with all of the beautiful painted plates. Another gorgeous page. And I flagged this one, a bit of a simpler one, but I think the goddess of Athena she's just so striking, and I love how she's in this kind of circular frame made out of the olive branches. I just think she's going to look awesome all coloured in with a nice bit of metallic watercolour on her shield and bits of armour to make her really pop. Then I also love this one. I believe this is in one of the Pacific Islands. It is Tahiti, French Polynesia, the sacred Marae Tapueta. So they're making some gorgeous floral leis here. You could just picture this with lovely bright colours. I also love this one of the hummingbirds again. You could just have a lot of fun with colours on both of those pages. But my favourite from the book is this one, which I know a lot of people have coloured already in sort of a Harry Potter style, and it does remind me a lot of Harry Potter, but I think I would want to make it more generic. I really love colouring books. Picking a limited colour palette and just spreading the colours throughout the page makes for a really fun colouring process. Yeah, cannot wait to colour this page one day. and I definitely need to come back into this book soon because there are so many beautiful pages to colour. So that's World Heritage by Eriy. Then in 7th place I have the World Literature book, and this originally was a lot higher in my rankings. It was more sort of middle of the pack, but then as I was flipping through this one, it was hard for me to pick out 5 specific pages that I really loved. There were quite a few that I liked, some that I didn't like so much and I wasn't really drawn to, like these two. And it kind of made it drop a lot more, but I do love the ones associated with the different stories from different countries, and yeah, there's some really cute ones in here, but some of them are things I'm not familiar with. I'm definitely more drawn to these stories I am familiar with, like Little Women, Anne of Green Gables. We got some interesting Aesop's fables at the start here. This is the only page I've coloured so far, and I challenged myself to just use water-based markers and do lots of stippling effects. It's definitely a different style for me, and I think if I were to do this page again, I would do my normal coloured pencil colouring, but it was a really fun experiment and I'm glad I did it. And water-based markers performed very well on this paper. Minimal streaking. I kind of embraced the streaks in some places, like with the fur of the rabbit. I think that worked out okay. Yeah, quite enjoyed how that page turned out. Moving on to my 5 favourite pages. First up, I actually have this double page spread. Again, I love a bookshelf. I just think this intro page is really fun, of her walking through the door in the library to explore all of these different stories. It's really sweet. I also really love this one of the portraits of the 4 girls from Little Women. I don't know why I love this page so much, but I do. I just think it's really sweet. You've got the different images related to each of the characters. You can have fun with the colours for the background. I think I would use water-based markers to just do a nice flat colour for the wallpaper and then bring in the pencil shading for the images. So I really love that one. I was really drawn to this one. I believe this is from Heidi. Let me double check. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Yes, it's Heidi. But it's sort of set in the Swiss Alps with all these lovely mountains. I imagine using watercolour or Inktense on this page to make it a lot more manageable to colour. I just love all the florally fields and the 2 characters there. Very cute. Then I also love this one of the Velveteen Rabbit. This fairy is gorgeous with these little flowers surrounding them. I just think the composition of that page is really nice and will allow you to add lots of fun sparkle to the page as well. But my favourite page in the book is a double page spread, and it's this one, again from the Little Women section. I really do love that section of the book with focused on Little Women. I love how you've got the 4 characters, you've got this beautiful garden scene with lots of detail in it. You've got fruit trees, flowers, so much colouring fun to be had on this double page spread. So those are my favourites from Eriy's World Literature book. Then in 6th place we have the first romantic country book, and I have coloured quite a bit in this book. I was doing it as a project book for a while, and if my buddy ever wants to return, I am here. But I have done a few. I've done this really cute little snowy cottage page. Really love my colour scheme on this one. It was quite an unusual colour scheme for me, and I challenged myself with a fun background colour and using lots of white paint pen to get rid of the black lines for the snow was a lot of fun. Yeah, I have done a fair few in this one. I've done this one, which was for Halloween a couple of years ago. I've used polychromos a lot in this book, although I do not recommend them. They work really badly, actually, but I like the colour range. Like this one from Henry Books, probably my favourite I've done on the page and probably my favourite page in the book. I just love how it turned out and the muted colour palette. It's quite a different style from my usual colouring, but again, just love how it turned out. I love this one as well, of the Manon's Flower Shop, how I made the blackboard sign, a nice pink and purple colour scheme. Basically, I love every single page focused on Manon's Flower Shop in all of the Romantic Country books, so you will be seeing a lot more of them. I've got this as a whip, which I'm hoping to finish soon, maybe by the end of this year, finally. I've got this double page of the chapter 3 title. I used Inktense on the pretty much everything, and then did a bit of extra pencil shading, especially on these trees because they didn't turn out how I wanted them to. But a nice simple page, and good to have a double done in this book. Done this afternoon tea spread, pencils for the whole thing, and a bit of Inktense for the background. Quite like how that turned out. And then I think I've got one more at least. Yeah, I've got this one of the tea shop and the seafood restaurant. As soon as I saw this, I knew I wanted this to be a nice pink tea shop, and then I wasn't sure about this one and went for this kind of slate grey, blue, brown colour scheme, which I think turned out quite nicely, and I brought them together by adding some pink flowers in that window. And then I do have one more. This one, which I think is the most recent page I coloured in the book. I used Inktense for the sky, the water, the grass, and then did some pencil shading on the top. I really like the sort of variation in tone of the grass here. It worked really well, having some lighter areas, some darker areas, and I added in some grass strokes with the pencils. I think that turned out really nicely. And there we go. But the reason why this is in so low is just because there's a lot of pages with large areas like this one, with lots of large blank spaces, which I find quite intimidating to colour. Lots of these castle exteriors, which aren't my favourite of the castles, but there are some lovely detailed pages in here that I do really, really like, as you will see. And again, it was hard to pick just 5. But first up, as one of my favourites, I've got this one of this circular design with the cat looking out onto the water with the castle in the background. I just think that is stunning. You've got a bowl of fruit, which I always love colouring fruit. I just think that is going to look really nice coloured in. Then I have this one of Manon walking through the forest to this little cottage here. I always enjoy colouring flowers and forest scenes like this. That was a favourite as well. And I absolutely love this one. It reminds me of Peter Rabbit with the 2 bunnies here in the vegetable garden. I love colouring food, fruit, veg, cakes, anything really. And I've wanted to colour this for ages, just never got round to it. And I have this one, another page with a tea room. I just love afternoon tea themed pages. I think they're adorable. I imagine this with a nice pink tea house, and we've even got some sheep here, which are really cute. I'm using lots of pinks and purples and blues on this page. But my favourite from the book that I haven't coloured in yet is this one of Manon on the swing. You've got a cute little cat in the basket here and 2 more down there. I just think this is beautiful, and I kind of picture it with a fun background, maybe like a pink, orangey, yellow sky with sunset like. Yeah, that is my favourite from Romantic Country, the first tale, and this book was in 6th place. In 5th place I have World Legends. This one is themed to different legends and stories and kind of fairy tales associated with different countries, and each section has a slight theme to it. Like there's a fairy section, there's a ghost story section. But so far I haven't coloured any pages in here, which is such a shame. I really love this book, and I think because I love it so much is why I haven't quite finished a page yet. I do have one as a whip. This is the Flower Goddess Flora, but I took inspiration from the character Isabella from Encanto, the one who grows flowers. So I coloured her with the similar colour scheme to her in the film, with the purple dress and the dark black hair, the brown skin tone. And the idea is to bring the colours from the flower dress into the background and have it looking nice and matchy and cohesive. But I just need to get on and finish it sooner rather than later. But yeah, I really love the flower fairy section. And there's so many pages in here that I want to colour, which was why it was quite high up. Going through my favourites, I have this one of the Magic Cat School. I was going to colour this quite a while ago. I had a buddy colour planned and I couldn't motivate myself to colour it. I couldn't think of a colour scheme. I just love this page so much. I didn't want to rush and ruin it. I think it's so cute. I think I'd want to do them as like black cats, like little familiars. And do some nice kind of old parchmenty effect on the scroll. Lots of metallic. Yeah, love that page. Then I also love this one. This again reminds me of Encanto. It looks like Bruno giving Mirabelle the prophecy. I would do this in lots of green tones, have a green glow coming off the page, and have lots of fun colouring these books and potions and cauldrons around in it. And I really love this one of this blackberry fairy. I love colouring berries. I think this girl looks gorgeous with the witch there. So many fun blackberries to colour. Love to colour this one autumn. Then I have this one. I don't know what it is about this page, but as soon as I got the book, I could just envision myself colouring it and just having fun colouring the olive leaves and the olives in the nice olivey toned green, and then taking each portrait section by section. I do have this flagged as a possible page to colour for my 25 prompts in 2025 challenge, and this is on my brain at the moment. But my favourite is the next page of this double page spread of the 4 guardians. I just love this. Each of these guardians are inspired by the 4 elements. So you've got, trying to work out what's what. I think this one's water, that one's air, earth, land. No, what are the 4 elements? Earth, air, land, and water. Earth, air, land, water. So water, or is that water? I don't know. I'm making things up. No, earth and land are the same things. I wonder if it says it in the description. I haven't translated the full thing, but fire. Fire's the other one. This is fire, I think. I don't know. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments what each of them are, but you've got a dragon, this amazing peacock kind of looking bird, a tiger, and a tortoise with a snake. I just think this page is so cool, and again, lots of bright colours you could use on this. But there were so many other pages in here that I absolutely adored and nearly picked as a favourite. Like, I love that little unicorn page. I think that one's so cute. The mermaid barbershop. This one of the unicorn. I love this zodiac double page spread. Yeah, so many in here. Oh, I love this one of the daisies and that one. Love all of these flower fairies. I think they are absolutely adorable. Yeah, those are my favourites from Eriy's World Legends book. Then in 4th place, I have Romantic Country, the second tale. I really love this one for all of the details that it has, although some pages are kind of insanely detailed that it's a bit intimidating. I've coloured a fair few in here. I've done the Pancake Party double page spread. I think I could colour it better if I coloured it now. I coloured this just over a year ago. I did quite a few pencil backgrounds here and I didn't mind how it looked at the time, but now I look at it and I think, no, I'm not so much a fan. But that's okay, it shows your journey. But you have so many detailed pages in here, which sometimes is a little bit overwhelming. I've got this as a whip. I started that 2 years ago during the Halloween season, and I just need to come back to it. I did Inktense for the background there and polychromos for the rest. Polychromos work a bit better in this version of the book than the first one. But yeah, polychromos layer really weirdly on Eriy's paper. I don't know why, but I just love the colours of it so much that I kind of push through it. I've done this one of the birdhouses. I added lots of extra leaves to the tree to make it look a lot more fuller. Added another pencil background with some clouds just to have a nice subtle background to this. But yeah, enjoyed using this limited colour palette. I think it turned out quite nicely. Then I've done this one of a girl with the flowers and windmill. My idea was to do this kind of gradient of flowers going up. So we got pink into orange, orangey yellow to just yellow. Although you can't quite see you can't really distinguish between the different tones of yellows I've got going on here, but they were different colours. But yeah, I really love that page. It's probably my favourite in the book, but I've already coloured it. Not so much a fan of the first section, which is a lot of the castle interiors and dresses and carriages. It's just not my style. But yeah, love the book, love it a lot. Going into my 5 favourites, I have this double page spread, which is a mammoth double page spread, but it's full of food, which I absolutely love. You've got breads, you've got fruit, you've got vegetables, you've got bags of flour, sticks of meat, jars of whatever this is. This does look like a lot of fun to colour. I know a lot of people say that they would never colour this page, but I could see myself doing it one day. Not sure when, probably not tomorrow. But I think this would be a great one to just slowly chip away at different elements across the page. I also love this double page spread, the hawthorn tree. I just think it looks like a lot of fun with these different cutaway interiors. I really like colouring trees as well. It's kind of weird, but I find it quite relaxing. I also love this one of the 2 owls in the tree. I just think they are absolutely adorable. I've seen it coloured so many times, so beautifully. Specifically, I like the idea of using purples for the background here, maybe with some Inktense pencils to give it a nice kind of watercolory effect. Yeah, I just adore that page. Now, I flagged this one. I can't choose between them. I love both of these pages. As I said before, I love any page with Manon's flowers in it. So this one is so cute. And I also love colouring books. So I love this library scene. And you've got this real kind of forced perspective going on here of the different sections of the library. Yeah, I really love that page. But my favourite in the book is this one. When I first got this book, this was a page that really stood out to me. This flower fairy with different fruits surrounding her. I'm just not quite sure how I would tackle it, specifically the background. I like this kind of framing her. I'm not sure what I would do for the background, but that would be a great page to colour one day, and I cannot wait to get it done. That is Romantic Country, the second tale. Then I've got Eriy's newest book. This was released just this year. This is the Laura Mia colouring book, and I have got a full translated flip through on the channel. I have an index that I've printed out and popped into the back, and this you can find on my Ko-fi store, which is linked in the description. I've coloured just this one page. I used Inktense and polychromos, and they worked amazing as a combination on this paper. Really enjoyed how that turned out. And I love the level of detail in this book and the story that goes along with it. How you've got each of these different magical shops in the town, and reading the backstory is a lot of fun, and this would be a great book to complete one day. But yeah, lovely project book, I think. Yeah, so many magical themed illustrations. I remember when I flipped through this, someone said, I see this book with lots of purples, and I completely agree. Purple is such a magical colour. It'd be perfect for this. Going through my 5 favourites. First up I have this one of her with the library, and this little dragon is super cute. Again, just love colouring books. I'm a simple girl, I love books, I love fruit and veg. That's a common theme. I really love this one of the almost fairy godmother transforming her into this beautiful dress. I just see lots of metallic watercolour for all of this magic swirliness coming out. I think that's going to look absolutely gorgeous coloured in. I really love this one. It's quite a simple page of just the character's called Mary Abbott, of just her on the broom flying over the town, but I think it's so beautiful. Quite a few people have already coloured this one as well. Then I love this one. It's very similar to a book themed page, but this time you've got loads of maps. And I love the perspective of it, as you've got a real sense of looking up. I think that one's really cool. But my favourite from the book is this one of them making jams. There's the little fairies. I also love this one as well. It's like a little jam shop and they're making strawberry jam. Oh, I just think it's so cute, and I would have a lot of fun colouring these fruit jam jars. Yeah, really love that scene. And the bunny next to the fairy house is absolutely adorable as well. So those are my favourites from the Laura Mia colouring book by Eriy. In second place, and my favourite from the Romantic Country series, is Romantic Country the Third Tale. I think this one kind of blends the styles of the first and second tale, where the first tale has lots of larger open spaces, the second tale being a lot more detailed, and this is kind of the best of both worlds. You've got some simpler pages like this one. I've done this lovely spring-inspired cottage, used Prismacolors on that page, and they turned out really nicely on this paper. Really like the pink and kind of red-toned roof I went for. That one was a lot of fun. Yeah, you've got more detailed ones, more simple ones. It's not too detailed, not too simple, which is why it's my favourite out of the 3 Romantic Country books. I have already coloured one of my favourite pages, which is this book study. I loved colouring this page, using this nice jewel-toned colour palette, nice rich-toned woods, lots of gold signo on the books. Yeah, I just think this turned out really nicely, and is definitely a favourite page in the book for me. That is all I have coloured from this one. I haven't done so many in the third tale, as it was one of the, out of the 3 Romantic Countries, this was the last one I got in my collection. But going through my favourites, again, so hard to pick, just 5. First up, I have this cart of vegetables. We know now already I love colouring veg. And this one just looks like a lot of fun. I like how you've even got some growing on the vines here. Really cute. Then I've got this one of the deer having a little picnic. I just think that's such a cute scene, with the little hamper there and bread and cakes and flowers on the rug. Just think that's a really, really cute scene. I think this page is so pretty, the maypole dancing page. I almost coloured this a couple of years ago for May and just ran out of time. I just think this is going to look so pretty in some nice spring pastel colours. There's like pinks, greens, yellows, blues, purples. Yeah, such a fun page. I love this double page spread. It was really hard to decide between this one and this one, which was my favourite. And there's another one with them in these teacups. That was almost a favourite. And so was this dragon. Towards the back of the book, I love a lot of these pages. So it was really hard picking between them, but I ended up going for this one and then decided to show you the others as well whilst I was there, of this fairy walking through the flowers. I just think you could do a nice rainbow of flowers going here, going from like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purples. I just think that would look really nice. But my favourite from this book is, let me get to it, this one of Manon's Flower Shop. This one is so lovely and detailed with all the flowers she's got in this cart here. You've got her little blackboard sign again that I could try and recreate what I did in the other book. And yeah, just another adorable page. Love colouring groups of flowers like this. So that is my second favourite Eriy book, Romantic Country, the third tale. Which means my favourite is this one, the World Fairy Tales book by Eriy. And I've done a lot of pages in here because it was a project book. It still is a project book with the lovely Megan at Meg's Colouring Corner. We have put a pause on it as Megan has taken a step back from colouring, but I am here waiting whenever she wants to return. I would happily come back to this book. But this one is themed, with no surprise, to all different fairy tales. I've done this one of the enormous turnip. Love how bright and bold the colour scheme turned out here. I've got all my colours saved for the next page. Really love how that one turned out. This was the first page we did in the book, the Wizard of Oz one. It's funny comparing this to this. I used the exact same pencil set, the Arteza, but I've got such a much bolder colour payoff than I did on this one. But I still really like it, and I used so much glitter gel pen on the Emerald City. And what next? I've got this one, the Easter eggs. I used the Spectrum Noir clear glitter pen on some of the details, outlined them all in white to give this nice pastel Easter inspired colour palette. Another early one we did was the Alice in Wonderland page. Again, not so much of a rich, vibrant colour, but I like how it turned out. This was a more recent one. I did at the end of last year. End of last year, October last year, of the Aladdin's lamps. I used lots of gold metallic watercolour on this page, blacked out the background, and went for this really nice purple colour scheme with the golds. I think it turned out quite well. Then the page just behind it, the what we called the Jasmine page, but I believe this is someone different. Is it Scheherazade, or it is someone different? I've translated it. It is from Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. So one of the stories that Scheherazade tells. Done the Little Mermaid. I used metallic watercolours for all of the shells and on Ariel's outfit. This was, I think, the first page I coloured after receiving my metallic watercolours for the first time, so I just went to town with them on this one. Had a lot of fun colouring that. I have done this Thumbelina page, and I've got this one as a whip. When I flipped through this, I was like, oh, I need to come back and finish this page off, because I still have yet to finish it, and I've got all my colours saved from the Black Widows. I've got this as a whip. This was the last page we had planned, and I don't think Megan ever started hers, and I never finished mine, so I'm glad that I've got all the trees done at least, and then I've just got the gingerbread house, which is the fun bit, left to colour and a bit background. My favourite page in this book is this one of Snow White and Rose Red, but I've already coloured it, so I haven't flagged it again. I just love how the colours turned out. I like how the background turned out. I did it all with Prismacolor pencils. Just think it turned out pretty much perfectly and exactly how I wanted it to. I really love this one as well, from Red Riding Hood. I almost called it Snow White, but that's because I was thinking of the other page. I just really like the colour scheme I went for, and I kind of plucked it out of my brain. And again, I've got the colours recorded down here that I can transfer over to the next page. Finally, it would be really nice to see both of these pages coloured next to each other, hopefully soon. Yeah, I'm starting to miss this book because I haven't coloured in it for several months now. I've done this Rapunzel page, which I was heavily inspired by Tangled to create the floating lanterns here. That was a lot of fun. And then we've done both of these Sleeping Beauty pages. It's really nice to see two pages done next to each other. I've got this one as a whip of the 12 Dancing Princesses. I know I was using Arteza Expert pencils to colour the dresses, and I've got bits written down on sticky notes of the colours I want to do for their other dresses to have a nice spread of colours throughout the page. And had lots of fun giving them different hair colours. Yeah, one day I'll finish this, but I'm happy leaving it as a long-term whip sort of thing. And the final 2 pages I have done is these Cinderella ones. I coloured these a year apart from each other, didn't record down what pencils I used, and did, I think, a pretty good job of matching them. Yeah, I especially love this one with all of the silver metallic stars I've got on the page. So that is all the pages I've coloured so far in Fairy Tales. Moving on to my 5 favourite uncoloured pages. This was hard to pick because I've coloured so many of them. But I really love this one of the Evil Queen from Snow White. I love all the books and the potions. I think it's going to look nice and dark and moody. Can't wait to colour that one. I picked this double page spread of Rapunzel. I just think she's gorgeous here with this lovely floral dress. You've got all the flowers in the background. I think I would do a bit of soft pastel for the actual background of the page, just to make that go quicker. I picked both of these from the Snow Queen. I really love this one. See her in lovely icy metallic blues and lots of metallic watercolour on this page. And then you've got this one of them approaching the Snow Queen's castle that I also think is going to look amazing coloured. And I have this one of Jack and the Beanstalk. I just think that one's going to look really cute all coloured in. I like the beanstalk here. You can have lots of fun blending pastel colours for the clouds. A nice simpler page. But my favourite that I haven't coloured yet is actually the opposite page of my absolute favourite page in the book. Here's this one, this interior scene of Snow White and Rose Red bringing in the bear. He looks so friendly here. I've done him in the Cubby Rosanna's Dark Fairy Tales, and he doesn't look as this friendly. Very menacing in that one, but I love this sort of wooden cabin scene. You've got so many flowers surrounding it, a nice fireplace. I just think this is going to look really nice all coloured in. I don't have my colours saved for this page, but I know I used Prismacolors, and all I care about is matching the 2 girls' dresses, which I think I'll be able to do. But there we have it. That is my favourite book by Eriy, and that is the end of another Rank and Rate episode. Do let me know in the comments below, what books do you have by Eriy? What are your top favourites? I'd love to hear. I always love hearing how yours differ to mine. I find it so interesting. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.